Arrowhead Stadium under the lights on Sunday night. Chiefs quarterback Pat Mahomes looking to get the Chiefs back on track against the Raiders. Derek Carr returns to the field for the first time since week 3 where he was injured against Seattle. Chiefs opening drive, 3rd and 5. Mahomes looking to pass and is going to find Kareem Hunt out of the backfield. He's going to take it for 17 yards and a first down before being taken out of bounds. 3 plays later, Mahomes looks to throw and hits Travis Kelce well shy of the first down, but look at him fight his way forward to pick up 10 and the first down. Chiefs drive, however, would stall. As mentioned before, Derek Carr returning for the first time since week 3 and a rude welcoming from the Chiefs as on his first attempt he throws deep and Eric Berry playing center field is going to pick him off and bring it back just shy of the 50. Chiefs on 3rd down. Mahomes goes to his favorite target, Travis Kelce, over the middle for a gain of 10 and a first down. Next play, who else? It's Kelce again over the middle for a first down, this time for 15 yards. However, on 3rd down, Mahomes looking to throw but can't find anyone open, tries to hit Albert Wilson late, but the throw sails out of bounds. Chiefs come away with a field goal. Ensuing drive and Marshawn Lynch takes the give, cuts up the middle, spins and picks up 14 yards and a first down, but scary moment here. We're going to show you the replay and we want you to focus on Chiefs rookie safety Russ Taplin-Ross, who at the start of the play takes a few steps back, freezes, and seems to teleport nearly 15 yards across the field. Taplin-Ross wasn't made available for comment after the game, and Commissioner Roger Goodell said the league was looking into the matter and potential use of time travel by Kansas City. Goodell also mentioned that several astronomers from NASA were being brought in by the NFL to investigate the possibility of a potential wormhole forming at Arrowhead Stadium. An announcement is expected to come later this week. But back to the action, 1st and 10, and Carr is going to avoid pressure and find his tight end Clive Walford for a pickup of 27 well into Kansas City territory. Raiders would tie it at 3. Later in the first, the give goes to Kareem Hunt, who has a huge hole and makes his way to the Chief 47, picking up 21 yards. 2 plays later, Mahomes is going to find Demetrius Harris over the middle, who's going to pick up 13 yards and another first down. Next play, Mahomes hits Kelce up the seam for 15 more yards, another first down, and his 5th catch of the first quarter. Last play of the first goes to Spencer Ware, who gets around the outside, runs over safety Marshall Kindle, and picks up 12 yards into the red zone. Then on 2nd and 4 from the 7, Mahomes is going to play fake and find 3rd string tight end Orson Charles, who makes his first catch of the year for the touchdown. Chiefs lead 10-3. But the Chiefs lead would last mere seconds as Derek Carr immediately responds, hitting Seth Roberts on the slant, who makes a devastating juke and is off to the races, and from 75 yards out is going to tie the game at 10. Both teams would add field goals. Halftime score would be 13 apiece. Second half now, Mahomes with the play fake, and it's Kelce one more time for his 7th catch of the game and a pickup of 22 near midfield. Next play, it's Spencer Ware taking over for an injured Kareem Hunt and once again running through Marshall Kindle on his way for 12 yards and a first down. Later in the drive, 3rd down, and it's Mr. Reliable Travis Kelce, who just barely gets past the first down marker, keeping the drive alive. 2 plays later, and Mahomes goes to Chris Conley on the slant, who picks up 13 near the red zone, but Oakland would hold the Chiefs to a field goal. Raiders next drive, Carr with the play fake and quick throw out to Walford, who bangs his way for 11 yards and a first down. 3rd down now, Carr hits beast mode on the screen, who lives up to his name, refusing to go down and pulling Justin Houston past the first down marker to keep the Raiders drive going. Next play, it's beast mode again, cutting it back and up the middle for a gain of 13 and another first down to the Chiefs 30. 4 plays later, Carr's going to hit Andre Bullock on the quick pass, and he's going to get 12 yards down inside the Chiefs 5. But on 3rd and goal, the Chiefs defense stands tall as Carr gets flustered in the pocket and throws it away, but Oakland would tie it at 16. 4th quarter, Raiders with the ball back, and on 3rd down, Carr finds Marshawn Lynch for a gain of 16 to pick up the first down. But 3 plays later, Raiders call a screen, but Derek Carr doesn't get rid of it in time and is going to be sacked to force a Raiders punt. Ensuing drive, Travis Kelce is going to go over 100 yards with his 10th catch of the game, picking up 12 across midfield. 3 plays later, on 3rd down, and Mahomes squeezes one into Chris Conley for a pickup of 7 and a Chiefs first down. Next play, Mahomes looks to throw, moves to his right before realizing he has the whole field in front of him as he's going to take it for 21 yards and slip out of bounds just inside the Raider 15. 3 plays later, on 3rd and inches, the give goes to the Sherman tank Anthony Sherman, who picks up 2 and the first down, setting up 1st and goal. But then on 2nd down, Mahomes with the play fake, looking to throw and floats it to the back of the end zone, but right to Raiders linebacker linebacker Navarro Bowman, who picks it off to keep the game tied at 16. Derek Carr looking to lead the Raiders to their second win of the season and is going to hit Clive Walford to get the drive started for 20 yards to the Raider 40, but then 3 plays later, Carr with the play fake again, moves to his right, then stops and starts rolling to his left. Could have just thrown it away, but instead throws it right to Chiefs cornerback Steven Nelson, who picks it off and takes it back to the Raider 44 with just over 2 minutes to go. Out of the 2-minute warning, Spencer Ware takes it up the middle, picking up 5. Raiders let the clock run, and on 3rd and 1, it's Spencer Ware again, this time picking up 2 and the first down. Raiders forced to start using timeouts. Next play, it's Spencer Ware again, who finds a big hole and takes it up the middle for another first down and 11 yards, putting the Chiefs well within field goal range. Chiefs continuing to chew the clock, but on 3rd and 10, the run goes for 5, but holding on the play takes it back to the 30, but with 2 seconds to go, it's Harrison Butker sending the Chiefs to 8-3 as he buries the 47-yard field goal, leaving Jack Del Rio contemplating his existence and sending the Raiders to their 10th consecutive loss after an opening day win in Arizona. Derek Carr throws for 245 yards in his return, but also the 2 interceptions, including the backbreaker at the end. Patrick Mahomes with another unspectacular week, throwing for just 208 yards, but 103 of that and 10 of his 19 passes go to Travis Kelce. Mahomes and the Chiefs will look to bring everything they have next week as they face the Chargers in Los Angeles with their division hopes on the line, while the Raiders look to find some way to end their losing ways as they travel to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Alright guys, so that was a lot different than the last Raider game, which I was kind of expecting with the return of Derek Carr versus having Connor Cook last time. That last interception I threw, I still don't really understand what happened there, because if you go back and you watch it, I did have Wilson there and he was open and I was holding the stick to the right and Wilson went to the right, but then the throw went in the completely opposite direction to the left. But luckily we got the pick back right after that and we pull out the win to move to 8-3. I did suffer a couple of injuries in the Raider game, which forced me to make a roster move. Ramik Wilson, who was replacing Derek Johnson at middle linebacker, is going to be out 5 weeks with broken ribs, so I just decided to put him on IR so I could get another roster spot, and the corresponding move was to promote Yukime Eligwe, who is also a middle linebacker, from the practice squad. And then I went through the free agents and found Naiji Gatto on the free agent list, who is only a 66, but he was a 3rd round pick in the last draft by the Eagles, and he was added to the practice squad. The other injury was unfortunately to Kareem Hunt, who is going to be out 3 weeks with a dislocated elbow. Taking his place is going to be Spencer Ware, who's an adequate backup and got a decent amount of playing time last season when Hunt was also injured. And then I also have DeAndre Haynes, who's an undrafted free agent, and he'll be handling the 3rd down back duties. And unless another injury is suffered at running back, we're just going to be standing pat with those 2 guys. Moving on to scouting, we did have another new draft story featuring a free safety from Louisville in Aram Robinson, whose draft stock appears to be sinking fast. Despite the negative story, we added him to the draft board and scouted him as well. Also added to the draft board are right tackle Parker Erickson out of Oklahoma and a pair of middle linebackers in Venetian Rowe and Ben O'Brien. Moving on to the league news, we take a look at the Thanksgiving weekend scores, where on Thanksgiving Day, the Bills took down the Lions, the Cowboys feasted on the Texans, and the Vikings won a close game against the Jets. Moving to Sunday, the Browns take down the Old Browns. The Jaguars win a wild game in OT over New England 48-42. Steelers drop the Bengals. The game of the week ended with the Falcons beating the Saints 38-28 and taking a stranglehold of the NFC South. Colts beat the Giants. Panthers and Redskins win division games against the Bucks and Eagles. Rams get back on track with a 34-14 win over Chicago. Chargers continue to win and move to 10-1, beating Denver. Miami goes on the road to drop Tennessee. Arizona upsets the 49ers to get their 2nd win of the year. And then on Monday night, the Seahawks win a thriller over the Packers 29-28. So looking at the standings, Buffalo reclaims first place in the AFC East with their win and New England's loss. Pittsburgh has a 3-game lead with 5 to go. The Colts and Jaguars both win to separate themselves from the Texans and Titans, who both lose. And then in the West, we lead the wild card race 2 games back of the division leading Chargers. To the NFC side, there's a 3-way tie for the lead in the East between the Redskins, Cowboys, and Eagles. The Vikings win paired with Chicago's loss to the Rams gives the Vikings a 1-game lead in the NFC North. As mentioned before, the Falcons take a stranglehold of the South, leading by 2 games with 5 to go, but the Saints will get them one more time. And then in the West, it's the Seahawks and everybody else as they lead the way at 9-1-1. The AFC Offensive Player of Week 12 is Patriots quarterback Tom Brady, who threw for 303 yards and another 5 touchdowns against Jacksonville. Despite the incredible performance, it wasn't enough as the Patriots' win streak ended at 5 and they fell 48-42 in overtime to the Jaguars. To the defensive side, CJ Mosley of the Ravens takes home the award for the second time in 3 weeks. Mosley was responsible for 10 tackles and 2 interceptions of Browns rookie Lane Laribas in their game Sunday, but despite his defensive performance, the Ravens were on the losing end of a 14-10 game against the Browns. To the NFC, Dak Prescott takes home the award, completing 21 of his 24 passes for 265 yards and a nearly 88% completion percentage. Prescott was responsible for 5 of the Cowboys' 6 touchdowns in their 42-3 Thanksgiving afternoon whitewash of the Texans, with 4 coming through the air and 1 on the ground. The defensive award goes to Chicago Bears middle linebacker Danny Trevathan, who amassed 13 tackles, a pass breakup, and 2 interceptions against the Rams. Despite the big game, however, the Rams easily handled Trevathan and the Bears, dropping them 34-13 in Los Angeles. Moving on to the league leaders, Aaron Rodgers continues to lead the way in passing yards, having thrown for almost 3,500 yards this year. Carson Wentz moves into second. Pat Mahomes sits at third, while former MVPs Tom Brady and Matt Ryan sit at fourth and fifth, respectively. As for passing touchdowns, Tom Brady threw 5 touchdown passes for the second consecutive week, with 23 of his 33 touchdown passes on the year coming in the last 6 weeks. Matt Ryan sits at second with 29. Aaron Rodgers sits at third with 28. And then Saints rookie Max Enderle and Jaguars quarterback Blake Bortles are 4th and 5th with 27 and 24 touchdown passes. 2 backs crossed the 1,000-yard mark this week in Le'Veon Bell and Ezekiel Elliott. Bell leads the way with 1,097 yards rushing, while Elliott trails by 69 yards in second. Devontae Freeman sits at third, 34 yards shy of the 1K mark, while Leonard Fournette and Melvin Gordon push Todd Gurley and Kareem Hunt out of the top 5. The top 5 leaderboard for rushing touchdowns is now full of backs in double digits, as Devontae Freeman leads the way with 12 on the year. Alex Collins added 1 more this week, while Mike Gillislee scored twice, putting them both at 11, while Chris Carson and the Saints' Alvin Kamara are among many tied with 10. Moving to receiving yards, the 1,000-yard mark was cracked in this category as well, with Devontae Adams continuing to lead the way with 1,070 yards receiving. Julio Jones sits at second, trailing by nearly 200 yards. Brandon Cooks of the Patriots is third, with Alshon Jeffrey 4th, and then Eric Decker re-enters the top 5 with 850 yards. Julian Edelman continues to be the beneficiary of Tom Brady's hot streak, as he scores 2 more touchdowns this week to give him 13 on the year. Josh Gordon and Devontae Adams are tied for second, both with 10 touchdowns, and then Quincy Enunwa scored twice, giving him 9 touchdown catches, while Jordan Reed scored once, giving him 8. To the defensive side, Justin Houston was shut out this week, but still holds a 4-sack lead over Carl Lawson of the Bengals. TJ Watt of the Steelers jumps from 5th last week to 3rd this week with 13.5 sacks. Myles Garrett re-enters the top 5 with 12.5 sacks, tying him with the lone survivor of the Falcons duo in the top 5 in Adrian Claiborne. The only change on the interceptions leaderboard is Deion Jones collecting his 5th pick of the year in the Falcons' win over the Saints to push him into a tie for second with Cam Chancellor. Jason Verrett still leads the way with 8, while Jalen Ramsey and Adrian Amos are among several defenders tied with 4 interceptions. As we take a look at the Week 13 schedule, it kicks off on Thursday night with a matchup between Denver and Cincinnati. Moving to Sunday, the morning games include Philadelphia going to Houston, the 3rd-place Jets taking on the last-place Dolphins. The Bucs travel to Baltimore to take on the 1-10 Ravens. Lions take on Chicago in a big NFC North game. Jaguars look to put the Titans away as they travel to Tennessee. Raiders, Browns, Cardinals, Packers. Saints go to Dallas in an important game for the Cowboys. Probably the game of the week league-wide, but definitely the biggest game of the season for us as the division is on the line. If we lose, the Chargers would have to lose out and we'd have to win out to win the division, so a huge game there. Falcons go on the road to face Washington. Patriots at Colts in a big game for both teams. Panthers, Giants, 49ers, Seahawks, and then rounding out the week, the Steelers travel to Buffalo on Sunday night, and then on Monday night, the Vikings head to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. But that's going to do it for Week 12, guys. As I mentioned before, absolutely huge game next video with our chances of winning the division on the line. So join me next video as we head down to Los Angeles and look to get even with the Chargers, who beat us at home on opening day. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's highlights and around the league news. And as always, thanks for watching.